Yo, 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 what up, though? What's good? It is good. It is good. It's a little chilly down here today. Just a little bit chilly. What up, though? What's good? Hopefully, you had an awesome weekend. Mine was a little bit busy. All right. A little bit crazy. All right. Just had me a salad. A little salad. Hopefully, I ain't got no greens. I ain't had a chance to run upstairs yet. Because I wanted to get into this topic because I did receive an email talking about these two devices, one called the Nvidia Shield TV and the other one called the Apple TV 4K. And so the whole point of this, individual wanted to ask, what is the best between the two? Pretty much which one will I get? To start off with, they're coming from a Roku. All right, coming from a Roku and want to learn how to cut the cord and get their own content and things like that. So today, I don't know, I may open up the lines to y'all, but I want to get a feel for it because I think I done have both these devices, for a significant time. Not only that, I started off with the Nvidia Shield when it first came out. No videos, no anything. I was one of the first cord cutters to have it. It just wasn't a lot of information out there. So what did I do? I put the Dell law in full effect and took that 2015 version back and used the Fire Stick. And now, after like 6, 7, 8 months, you started to see the drive and the push for the Nvidia Shield, which turned out to be pretty much good because in 2015, 2016, it really wasn't any competition out there. All right. The first true competition was when Amazon released the Fire TV Stick 4K. Once they released that, and people wasn't home theater through it, enthusiasts, it kind of put a dent, a wrench, a curve into the Nvidia Shield, in my opinion. I can't speak for everybody, but in my opinion, because when you looked in this streaming world on YouTube and everything, it was either you get an Nvidia Shield or you deal with a bunch of headaches with these other Android TV boxes, these generic Android TV boxes. And now we have a host of devices such as, Apple. We got Fire Sticks, the Cube, the Sticks. You got Chromecast with Google TV. You got so many options, including the Zadu. You got Buzz and Formula boxes, which are doing very, very well. A little pricey, but doing very, very well. And so I wanted to get into this conversation and have this topic. Not everyone can do research like I can. Some of y'all are great at doing research. I get some of your emails and just some of the basic things that sometimes as creators we miss. And so today, in today's video, I want to break down because honestly, I don't know which one to steer because I do support both of them. I do like both. And I'm going to give a little bit of my opinion later on as we go through this. But I definitely wanted to have this discussion. Now, again, back in the day, we were taught if you use the Apple TV, you couldn't cut the cord, right? You couldn't cut the cable cord. Well, we found out really like last year, really the push last year that you could cut the cable cord with an Apple TV 4K and that it was a good media streaming device. As long as you had everything in place, really, if you're talking about true cord cutting, You getting your content, you putting it on your home network, and you presenting it. It is a very, very great device. But is it able to take over what the Nvidia Shield provided us? And that's when you're going to have the debate right then and there. You're going to have your diehard Nvidia Shield. They don't care if they got the 2015 or the 2019. They don't care. As long as it play good. And again, when you come down to the home theater enthusiasts, does it compare? All right. Some people not really into the sound or anything. I'm one of them individuals. I got a sound bar. I don't got the full setup, such like LJ, Show Enough TV, or even our guy Vincent. Them guys are home theater enthusiasts. All right. Vincent built his own theater. So that's how deep he's into it. And so them was some of the first guys to actually introduce what you should look for, um, what type of device you should get. If you in a small house, you might want to go this route, but if you in a big house with high ceilings, you might want to go after this product. And so, with that being said, it's going to be some tug of war between the Nvidia Shield and the Apple TV 4K. Now, I'm not going to bring this device up because I do love the Zadu. Again, the Zadu does a lot of that. A lot of that is very, very nice. But the question, it didn't include the Zadu. So I'm going to leave that to the side for right now. But we're going to take a look at some of these specs. Because I ain't going to lie. When the email came through and asked me, mine's is right here. Look, you don't see an HDMI. Now, it's plugged in. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But you don't see an HDMI in there because I don't use it as much. But one of my friends just bought when I tell you a nice home theater, got the receiver. He said it is very, 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 very nice. But he's on a Fire Stick. All right. He's on a Fire Stick. And I told him, if we're not busy this weekend, all right, if everything goes as planned this weekend, that I'm going to bring this Nvidia Shield with my Plex on it, and just see the quality of sound. Because I have not, by me not having a superior system compared to like someone like LJ and Vincent and now my partner, this can be something that really kind of change where I'm going. All right. It might be a day where I come back and you see this bad boy right up here. Because you notice you haven't saw this in a while. But I keep it plugged up just in case, just to try some things out. But I don't use it as much. But that doesn't mean you don't use it as much. Because again, some of y'all are big on the Nvidia Shield. Y'all love it. Again, my remote, it just sits right here. It sits right here, and I haven't used it because I like the Apple TV, I like Zadu, and I like some other devices as well. And, it is what it is. All right. I do like the Nvidia Shield. I just haven't used it in a while. Upstairs, we haven't used it in a while. So again, I'm an Android guy, but I've been using Apple, and I've been slowly just messing around with these Apple products, and just to see exactly what is what. All right. So with that being said, right, I may drop a link in a few just to talk about, this topic right here. Should you go with the Apple TV 4K? Should you go with the Nvidia Shield TV? All right. Nvidia Shield TV is the godfather. All right. And it runs Android TV OS. and it's very, very, very nice. All right. So with that being said, let me do this. I done hit the wrong button and everything. But let's do this. I want to go and show the specs. And I see y'all. Salute to everybody. I have not looked at the chat. Big salute to everybody. If you send the chat through PayPal, let me put that over here. I'll get to that shortly. All right. I will get to that one shortly. But I really wanted to dig into this because I think it need to be talked about, right? Should you go Apple? Should you go Nvidia? And again, I'm gonna leave the do devices out of this for right now. For right now, we might go into a little bit of this because I've been thinking of something on this Zadu device here. And again, I have like I have 4 different Zadu devices. All right. So let me share my screen right quick because I do want to go over some of this, right? It's only right and it's only fair that we actually go over this. All right. So let me do this right here. All right. So you got the Nvidia Shield TV. All right. I can close this out right here. So we got the Nvidia Shield TV. All right. They do have 2 different ones. They got this model, which it's still a powerful device, but it lacks a few things like a USB. Um, it just lacks some things. All right. You can't use it as a Plex server. So we're gonna go with this one right here. All right. Now, usually excuse me. Usually this one costs right around $199. All right, $200. But every now and then they'll throw it on sale. They'll take like $20 off of it, $15, $20 off, and you can get it from there. All right. But here it is, the Nvidia Shield TV Pro. All right. Now some of y'all got one of them older flat remote controls, like the one that stopped working on me. It's still pretty good. Now, one thing about it, the Nvidia Shield get big, big support on is the processor. Because you see right here, it got the Nvidia Tegra X1, or you might have the X1 Plus. All right. Either one of them, they very, very powerful. They're pretty good with the 256 core GPU. And it also comes with 3 gigs of RAM. All right. It comes with 3 gigs of RAM. All right, so that's the processor. So this is one of back in 2015, 16, no, I'm gonna say 2016, 17, 18. This was the big push because, like, if you had an application such as Kodi and you put a build on it, what took 10 minutes on another device only took literally 10, 15, 20 seconds. And when you play some content, it played within 5 seconds compared to the other devices back in them days taking 20, 30, a minute before it kicked in. So with this chip, it was just so powerful, right? And with the chip, for third party applications, it really didn't help much. Um, other than starting the movie or the TV show faster than any other device. All right. Now the video features, all right, 4K, definitely have Dolby Vision. I don't know if Dolby Vision is a big, huge thing anymore. You really don't hear. I mean, you hear about it, but with this HDR, HDR 10 plus, things like that, you got different video features that that people lean towards. You really don't hear Dolby Vision, but it's still good that you have it on here. So it is 4K HDR ready, Dolby Vision, HDR, HDR10. All right. And so this is what I was talking about with the HDR10 plus now. All right. But a lot of people love this because you can use the AI to enhance the upscaling up to 4K. Now, It looked good, but again, you got to have the television. If you got a cheap little flat screen television or a cheap little monitor, it's probably not going to look all that great. You probably want a monitor that's pretty nice and that can handle them features. All right. Um, it says up to 4K HDR playback, 60 frames per second, up to 4K playback at 60 frames per second. And then you see the different, the H265, which is one of the newer one of the latest codecs. All right, and now you got AV1, which you don't have a lot of features with that as of right now. Then you got your HEVC, and then playback. You got up to 4K playback, 60 frames per second. VP8, VP9, H264, Impact 1 and 2. And then you got the 1080p playback at 60 frames per second. You got the 63, H263, MJAG, Impact 4, um, um, WMV, 9, VC1, things like that. So a lot of people look at this. These are the older formats right here. SVID, DivX, AVI, MKV, MOV, M2, TS, MPEG, TS, MP4. So those are older. All right. Now, here's where we start to get into the changing, right? The big Dolby Atmos. All right. This bad boy, this is why a lot of home theater enthusiasts get this device right here, because what it is capable of doing with the audio. All right. Hold up. Somebody calling me. All right. I have to call him back. Um, but you got your Dolby audio, right? Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Atmos. You got DTS, right? The surround sound pass through over HDMI. This is big because if you look at a lot of sound bars and everything, you see that DTX. Like on my on my not my DTS, on my Vizio Elevate, I have this feature, the DTX surround sound. All right, so I do have that. And then you got the high resolution audio playback up to 24-bit. All right, high resolution audio upsample. So you got all of these support right here. So pretty much it supports pretty much every audio aspect possible. All right, AAC, AAC plus, AAC. So you see that right there. So the ARC and all of that, MP3, Wave, AMR. Never use AMR, OGG, Flap. So I use WMA, WMA Pro, WMA Looseless, Dolby Digital Plus, right? Dolby Atmos. But here it is right here. This right here, that Dolby True HD pass through. This is what you see on a lot of 4K disc. All right, let me repeat that. Dolby True HD. This is why a lot of home theater enthusiasts get this, because again, when they spend this type of money on that equipment, they want the best streaming device that's going to prepare it and present it. All right, they're going to do it, and it's going to be. It sounds very, very great. Again, I'm gonna take y'all up in Best Buy, the one I go to. That has the different rooms. So I'm definitely, they revamped it and everything. All right. But then you got of course, the DTS. Again, this is what I have right here on the back of my surround sound, the Vizio Elevate. And then you got DTH HD. All of these are pass through. But the big thing with these home theater enthusiasts is this right here. All right. They love that Dolby True HD because I think it is made for 7.1.4 4, wherever that is. You know, I know what it is, but they that's what they're aiming at. Really, when it comes down to this 4K content. You got the storage right here, 16 gigs, which I think is to me, unless you're gaming on this bad boy, I think it's enough where you could put quite a few applications on here and use it to your to your ability. All right. You can expand. All right. So that's another thing. Some people expand. All right, which I understand. You can expand it. So when you get that 16 gig, yes, you can add a 1 terabyte to this bad boy and have enough. You can have enough storage on this bad boy. All right. Again, MIMO technology for the Wi-Fi, HO211AC. This is 2.4 and 5Gs. It does not have the capability of doing Wi-Fi 6. All right. Which I don't think, or 6, what is it, 6E? I don't think it's a big issue because I think Wi-Fi 5 is pretty good. You know, I think, and they say Wi-Fi 6 is more stable. I don't know. If it was up to me, if I was telling y'all, I would tell you to hardwire, meaning running an Ethernet wire from your router or from your network switch to this device here. All right. But it does have a gigabyte Ethernet port. All right. So that's good, right? You see it right there. It does have 2 USB 3.0 ports, which is also amazing. All right. It's powered by Android 11. We should know that unless you haven't upgraded in years, you should be at Android 11. It does have the built-in Chromecast, so it's pretty solid. On Google Assistants, also it works with Alexa if you set it up. And here's the remote and all of that. All of that good right here. All right. So one thing about the Nvidia Shield also, it is a great gaming device. So if you're on you like the retro game, maybe you like the PC game, it can handle that. I don't think much people use this like the PC game. You might have a little bit here and there, but I don't see it on YouTube. I don't hear much people even saying, yeah, I PC game on my Nvidia Shield. I hear more retro gaming on the Nvidia Shield than PC gaming. Now, I could be wrong with that. I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you what I see. All right. But this is a damn good device when it comes to streaming. All right. It comes with the Plex server, so you can have a dedicated server. Again, it didn't work well for me, but it worked well for others. So again, if you want to set up your Plex on this bad boy, you can. That's all you have to do is get the drive and connect it to the Plex, and you good to go. All right, you are good to go. So again, very, very nice device. And a lot of home theater enthusiasts use this device. All right. It's just a couple of features they must have, and it must be able to present. Okay. Salute to everybody. I know I ain't got to everybody as of yet, but I will get to say hello to everybody. I'm just trying to get through this presentation. All right. And again, don't forget to smack that thumbs up. All right. Now let's switch on over. All right. We got the Apple TV. Now there are a few models with this Apple TV. All right. You got your 20, what? You got your 2020 or 21, and then they released another one in 2022. Now I'm doing their latest one. All right. That's what I am doing. I'm doing the latest one. That way we know exactly what it is. All right. So with this one, it's a couple of different features. All right. Here it is right here. It's very, very basic, matte black, very, very nice on here. The remote, nice. You know, it got the Siri, just like the Nvidia Shield have, you know, Hey Google and all of that stuff, and you can use it with the Alexa, right? But now you got two different features. All right, you got the one without the Ethernet, which is right here. All right, and you got the one with the Ethernet. Now there's a difference in both of them. One come with 64 gigs without the Ethernet, but if you get the one with the Ethernet, which again I suggest that you get, because I just believe that you should stream hardwire. That way you can plug it in right here. All right, both HDMI outs and things like that. So you got the 64 gig model and you got the 128. Remember, the Nvidia Shield only does 16 gig. It only comes 16 gigs, but you can expand that bad boy. You can, and so that's the one good thing about it. You can take it up way past 128 gigs. But again, if I'm going to do that, that means I'm doing something else. As far as either I'm putting some games on there, whether it's PC saving data, PC wise, I'm putting a bunch of retro games on there. Also, they got applications, IPTV, that have special features like to record your IPTV service, and that will work well with the Nvidia Shield. All right, I'm just throwing it out there, and I'm being honest about this whole presentation. Well, with the Apple TV, basically you're stuck with the 128 or you stuck with the 64. There's no USB ports. There is nothing. Everything that you see right here in the back, that is it. And the only thing you get is the remote control. That is pretty much it. All right. That's what you get. All right. So let's go down here. And so what it tells you what you got, the HDMI 2.1. So they upgrade that. Both models have the Wi-Fi 6 for people who need the Wi-Fi 6. Hey, listen, I understand if I got a router and I can't hardwire and mine's come with Wi-Fi 6, I'm connecting it Wi-Fi 6. All right, I do understand that. Both of them come with the MIMO, just like, and MIMO basically is multiple input, multiple output. What does MIMO mean? Remember back in the days where you might have had two computers, and if you hit, like, say you got ESPN.com on both of them, probably about a good 10 to 15 years ago, or no, I'm going to say probably about 8 to 12 years ago. Let's just go with that. And when you hit enter, one to start going, both of them will be spinning, right? That little buffer and spinning, right? Both of them will be doing that, right? But it will only talk to one at a time. All right. It will only talk to one at a time. And so it was basically like before it started, it was like each device that you had connected to your network, you had to wait in line. Multiple input, that MIMO, multiple output, it talks to every device. There's no waiting in line. So none of your devices are not waiting in line. All right. Immediately when you submit a command, it's going to talk to your device. There's no waiting for one page to load and take care of that person device. Then it come to you and whoever else behind the scene. So it's good. That's why I say get you a router that has the multiple input and the multiple output. It has that MIMO technology. That way you're not waiting in line. All right. They both have Bluetooth wireless technology. Also the Nvidia Shield, even though the Nvidia Shield didn't say it, the Nvidia Shield does have Bluetooth. And I think 5.0, the same thing. IR receiver. This one got the built-in power supply. All right. And this one got the thread networking support and the gigabyte Ethernet. So this also has a gigabyte Ethernet port. All right. So you got the remote. One thing about the newest remotes, unlike the Nvidia Shield using batteries, on theirs. Uh, this one right here uses the USB Type C. Now, if you get the 2021 one, it got the little the flash, the what you do your iPhones with, that generic one. All right, but these right here uses the USB C, which the battery lasts pretty long in both devices. Whether you use the Nvidia Shield, I haven't changed them batteries in so long, it's crazy. All right, and this one I never even charged up. All right. Just like the Nvidia Shield, this comes with a very powerful processor. This comes with the A15 Bionic chip, so you shouldn't have no problem streaming. Very, very powerful device. And look, from what I'm hearing and from what I was told, this device is more powerful than the Tegra X1 chip. All right. At least that's what they say. All the IT, the professional folks, not folks, but folk. They say the chip is more powerful than the Tegra. I don't know. As long as both of them powerful, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not gonna get in that tug of war. All right. Of course, you can purchase rentals, home sharing, required, all of that good stuff. Wi-Fi model, the Ethernet, we talked about that. Now let's get into the video formats. You got SDR video with AVC, HEVC. All right, up to 2160. All right, so that's basically saying, look, we can run 4K on it. Dolby Vision, up to 2160, 60 frames. This one got the HDR10 Plus, HDR10, HLG with the HEVC, up to 2160. So this one right here does have the HDR10 Plus. All right. And then you got the 264 right here, H264. What else? Trying to see something else. Of course, MPEG 4. They give you these little, Apple give you their own little twist, right? They don't get as, like when you go over to an Android device, they don't get very specific with the terms we use, what we're used to seeing, right? But they got the HE-AAC V1, so this is audio, AAC. Of course, for iTunes, MP3, VRB, Apple lossless, all right? Apple lossless. And so this is a term that they use, all right? I think Apple lossless, at least with my little research that I did, is really meant for like 5.1.4. I don't think it's meant for, I don't know. Is it meant for true HD? I'm not certain. Because that Apple lossless, when you look up there, it really not, I don't know. But it does have Dolby Digital EAC, Dolby Digital Plus 7.1 surround sound, and Dolby Atmos. But you notice it doesn't have, and this could be something right here. And again, that Apple lossless is just too vague for me. It's not specific. It doesn't have the true HD pass through. All right, so that's what a lot of enthusiasts, I heard one person say it worked, at least when I went on YouTube, maybe a couple, but of course, I don't have the 7.1.4 system, so I cannot check it. Mine is only 5.1.4. All right, but that's something you probably, some of you enthusiasts probably have to present. I don't know. That's something we'll have to ask like Vincent or LJ, someone who, somebody who definitely have an Apple and who has a very nice setup as far as their audio. So again, I may put that link out there. Vincent, if he's out there, he might join. All right. I didn't email him and tell him, hey, I'm gonna be talking about this, so he could be busy, but one of y'all might be able to present it. All right, compatible with HD and Ultra HD TVs. All right, so we know that compatible with Bluetooth keyboards, which both of them are. All right, both of them are. It got voiceover, zoom, hover text, increased contrast, reduced motion, closed caption, audio description, Siri, type to Siri, which I definitely like to type to Siri. I like to be able to just click that button and say what I got to say, and it definitely sounds it out. And then you got switch controls. And so again, it's a tough little situation. It's a tough one, right? Very, very, very tough. All right. Now, before I end it, I found a couple of, sites. I don't know if they are biased or not, but we can go over here because I was looking at it, right? And just looking at some things right here. Of course, we went over the processor, the RAM, and all of that. And again, this model is the 4K, but it looked like it's the wireless one. Oh no, it don't. It got both of them in here. All right. Video. So it just seems like if when I'm looking at the video, and again, let me do this. I'm gonna drop this link so y'all can see it for yourself. I'm gonna put that in the. All right, I'm gonna drop that link right there. That way you can see it. But you see it for the video, it looked like it's a lot more going on the Nvidia Shield side than than the Apple. All right. Not to say that the Apple cannot play none of this. Like a lot of this stuff right here, this is old, man. This the Apple would play this too. All right. Don't get it twisted. But it is definitely a lot, with it got the HDR10. It's just that the newer ones right here, Apple got the HDR10 and the HDR10 Plus, along with HLG. That's the hybrid log gamma. And so again, Apple kind of, keep it, it leaves a little vague for me of everything that is capable. Unlike the Shield gonna let you know if it's gonna play a ham sandwich or not. All right. Another key, because again, it comes down to what? Video, and it comes down to audio. All right. And again, when you look at it, Dolby, it has the Dolby Digital Plus 7.1 surround sound and Dolby Atmos, but I don't know if that Dolby Digital 7.1 is the same as this right here. Dolby True HD pass-through. I don't know because again, I can't test it because I don't have a device that goes up to 7.1.4. All right. So it's hard for me to even test it. All right. Again, operating system to 16. And then you got Android 11 unless you didn't upgrade. All right. Only difference is the HDMI 2.1, which is an upgrade over the Nvidia Shield, but HDMI 2.0. But is that a biggie? Is it a biggie? I don't think that's a biggie. Just like I don't think Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6 and 6E are biggies. But one thing about it, they both got gigabit Ethernet port. But this one right here, them two USBs 3.0s, yeah, a lot of people like that because you can add, right? You can save, you can do a lot of things, unlike the Apple TV. But Apple TV people, don't get discouraged because you may not want to do that. And believe me, a lot of people on the Nvidia Shield does not use them USB port. They might use it strictly for saving their data, like some applications and stuff like that. But they're not doing big things. Not everybody is doing super big things. They might have their retro games on it and stuff like that, but don't let that discourage you, right? But I would love for the Apple TV to get a USB, man. And man, only if y'all know. So both of them got great remote controls. I mean, very, very nice. All right. Very, very nice. All right. But both of these devices, I just think are very nice, lovely. And you can get away with it. You know, they got a nice article on there if y'all want to read it. I also found another one which was very, very interesting. This one right here. And this one said why the Apple TV 4K 128 is better than the Nvidia Shield. And so again, some of the things I already talked about in the Wi-Fi. Yes, they do have that Wi-Fi 6. They say it's the CPU. All right. It is faster. All right. They do say that. And it is, we talked about it earlier. They say it's faster, has AirPlay. You know, that AirPlay, if you someone with Apple phone or iPad and all of that, maybe this will make sense to you. Even though I got a work iPhone and an iPad, I have yet to use that with my Apple TV. But some of y'all may do that. I do. Matter of fact, I know a lot of y'all that do it because when we talked about Apple, that's one of the features y'all bring up. HDMI 2.1. It got the ARC. All right, HDMI eARC. It says the Nvidia Shield doesn't have it. But I think you can still get away with it with the Nvidia Shield. Let me see. It's just really being like petty. All right. Unless, like I said, I don't know. All right, but both of them support Dolby Vision. The supports HDMI 10 plus. All right, so I think with the upgrade, because they need to upgrade on the website. All right, so it does do HDR 10 plus, but when we go here, right, when we go into the video, they need to update this. All right, they definitely need to update their this, because right here HDR, but I do believe with the upgrade it got it. You know, again, I don't use the Shield as much, but both of them have voice command. Both of them have built-in smart televisions. All right, so you can Chromecast. You know, you can cast out all of that. Both of them have Dolby Atmos. Both of them can be ad free. All right. Again, they're bragging on the AirPlay. Only the Apple TV 128 supports the HLG, and they said right here Chromecast built in. The Apple TV does not have it. All right, it does not have it. Compatible with Google Assistant. As you see, we already know why the Apple TV is not compatible, right? Works with Alexa. We already know that, right? Look at my sorry if I'm making y'all devices go off. Works with Siri, HomeKit. So you see that. I think we pretty much know that. Has Dolby Audio. Let me drop this in there too. All right. Let me give y'all, just in case y'all want to see this as well. All right. Just in case y'all want to see this chart as well. All right. This is coming from Versus. So versus.com /en/Apple-TV-4K -128 gigabytes -2022 versus Nvidia Shield TV Pro 2019. So that's the URL. All right, that's the URL right there. All right. Again, Dolby Atmos. Both of them supports Dolby Digital. Both of them support Dolby Digital Plus. DTX. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. All right. It says the Nvidia Shield supported. But right here, let me see. Let's go back to the audio. And that's where I'm getting this from. This Apple loose list, that's the thing that's throwing me off right there. That's what's throwing me off. I'm definitely going to have to do some more research on that. All right. Because that can be a tricky one right there. All right. So DTS, you see the Shield plays it. And then you got to support HD RTM right there. So there's a few things. Then you got your performances output, roughly around the same. You see the CPU speed is on the Apple side. I wish they would have had, like, for the Shield, this line should have been green, and maybe this one could have been black or gray or something like that. GPU clock speed, the Nvidia Shield, a little bit better by 67 points. RAM, the Apple TV is unknown, but I think it said 4 gigs or something like that. Internal. So when it says internal right here, that's a big difference. But again, you can expand. You can definitely expand that. All right. You can expand the Nvidia Shield. All right. So that's one of them tricky ones right there. Right. That's a tricky one. Because you could definitely, some of y'all got some drives, 128 flash drives that y'all got for, like, you got for $11, $12, $13. You can just put that bad boy in. All right. Connectivity 2.1 versus 2.0. Again, that's not a biggie. The Wi-Fi is not a biggie to me, because I will tell you to hardwire if you can. The HDMI eARC, that's on the Apple TV side. Bluetooth is not, anything. Has an external memory slot. Of course, unless you crack that bad boy open, don't worry about this. Both of them have RJ45. That's the Ethernet port. All right. USB port, that goes to the Nvidia Shield, and then has USB Type-C. The Type-C is for the remote control. And I'm liking this Versus right here, because they basically give you all the information. All right. All the information. Rechargeable remotes, customized. Can you customize the remote on the Nvidia Shield? Yes, you can. You can customize. Has remote control? Yes. Has a headphone jack? Nope. That you'll get them on Roku's and stuff like that. We ain't gonna talk about the warranty and nothing like that. Nothing like that. But thickness, volume, width. So again, that I do like this little Versus, and for anybody who may not, let me put that back in there. That way you can see exactly. Now, the question is, Dale, which one would you go with? Which one of these will I go with? To start off my immediate cord cutting process. All right, which one will I start with? Let me do this right quick. All right, which one will I start off with? That is a great question, knowing that we got so many devices. With me, if I had to start off today, knowing what I know now, and I would probably, to be honest, I would probably go with the Nvidia Shield. Now, that's not a knock on the Apple TV 4K. I'm saying if I was to get started Let me give you my reasons why. Because when it comes to these applications and cutting the cord, when you start to cut the cord, I think it's easier to do it on an Android device compared to a Apple TV. And listen to me, because a lot of applications we can get are free. All right, a lot of good, like I said, we can expand the memory and all of that. We can do that. I would probably go with the Nvidia Shield TV Pro because of what it's capable of doing. Everything, you might create your own application. You might present it. You might just want to load this bad boy up. You might want a retro game on it. You might want a PC game on it. It's so many things you could do with an open source device compared to a closed device. With Apple, don't get me wrong, now that I'm a veteran, I love the Apple TV setup. It's very, very easy. Only thing about the Apple is if you want premium applications, the premium applications cost. Infuse, yes, you can use the Infuse, but you might as well go ahead, dish out the $10 or whatever it is, and go ahead and get the application. That way you can benefit from it. You can see it. You can see how great it is. The Apple TV, one thing I learned about the Apple TV, when you get the premium service, you get the premium service. It's a premium device. When I tell you this device, that Apple TV is premium, it is a premium device. But again, I would start my journey off, if I was fresh, getting into cord cutting, I would go with a device that I can easily manipulate it. All right. I can add, I can take away. And there's so many features that you could do with the Nvidia Shield that a lot of us veterans, yes, we're going to move on to other devices and we're going to, have fun with them other devices because we know what the Shield can do. But again, listen to me. This is for someone who says, listen, I'm getting ready to cut the cord. I'm getting ready. I'm not talking to you veterans. I'm talking to someone saying, I'm getting ready to cut the cord. Which device should I go with? Start off with. I'm going to tell you to start off with Android. All right. And if it's going to be a device between the two, like the email said, I'm going to tell you to go with the Nvidia Shield. Because again, how you can manipulate, you can maneuver, and again, it's open source compared to closed door. What you get with Apple is what you get. All right, there's a lot of these applications that you can get on Android. Some of them are on Apple, not a lot of them, but some of them are on the Apple TV platform, like XCIP TV. They got one that's similar to TV Mate, I guess TV Max or something. You got certain ones like that. You got the Infuse, right? Dedicated to the Apple. Very, very nice. Dedicated to the Apple. But that's it. It's dedicated to the Apple. So only a few apps actually cross platforms. And there are other apps. I probably just can't remember it. But there are other apps. But again, this is for someone that's beginning. I'm not here to debate anyone. I haven't looked at nobody's comment. Matter of fact, my comments are just at still. I don't even have them rotating. I don't have it rotating. So I'm not even seeing what y'all are saying at this point in time. And I can prove it to you right here. You haven't saw me touch them out. Nothing is moving. I made it still for a reason. All right. I didn't want to see any comments coming up or anything like that. But again, if it's me, I can't tell you what to do. I can only suggest. I can only give you my opinion. If you're talking about cutting the cord and you're new with it and you just want to get your feet wet, I'm not gonna go and tell you go and buy that Cadillac. The Apple TV is a special type of device. It's very, very special because once you get your apps, they just work. It ain't no crashing. I have yet to have an application crash on me on the Apple TV. But I done had plenty of them crash on me, whether I'm using Android, whether I'm using the Nvidia Shield, or I'm using a Fire TV. Just in case some of y'all may not know, the Fire TV, all the Amazon streaming device are Android. All right, 6, 7. All right. So if somebody sit back and tell you, oh man, you got to have Android 11, just tell them to go over there and look at that Fire Stick. They still running 6 and 7. All right. Just wanted to throw that out there. But again, everybody's first car is not a Cadillac, not a brand new Cadillac. I just think that the Apple, that is a special device. I think that is someone is very, very, very special. All right, it's real special, and I just think that device. Now, if you want to go out there and get it, a big salute to you. I'm not telling you not to get it. If you want to make that your first device and you want to present it, go ahead and get it. I'm not telling you that. But when I am saying for someone who wants to begin and wants to learn, meaning they can mess up, they can mess up and easily remove, take away, and keep seeing what apps works for them, what works for them. I think if you had to choose between the two, I think you should go Nvidia Shield. Not only that, you got your audio aspect. Again, Dolby Atmos, my bar that's running the 5.1.4 sounds amazing when I'm watching. Man, listen, even when I'm watching basketball, I'm streaming basketball, just to hear the crowd and all of that come from them little speakers and hear the thump, thump, thump. When somebody dribbling the ball coming from the sound bar is amazing. It's a nice piece of tool addition to add to your streaming life. But again, I don't think it's good for someone who's new to go directly to the Apple TV. That's just my opinion. All right. Again, you can do what you want to do. But again, even though I showed you all the specs, and really it's a toss, right? It's really a toss. It's really up in the air. But again, this is for someone, and I got to repeat this because sometimes people don't get it. I would rather for you to practice on an open source, right? I would rather for you to go practice on a golf course that's kind of easy, just so if you're learning how to you just learning how to golf. I'm not going to tell you to go to the Masters. I'm not going to tell you to go to the PGA Tour. I'm going to send you to some easy stuff that's right on in the neighborhood where everything is flat. You got maybe 9 holes, just so you can see if you like it or not. You want to see if you like it. That way, if you want to cut the cord this way, or if you just rather just use these third-party applications and rely on them. All right. So that's where I'm getting at. So hopefully, we can agree to disagree. I'm not gonna go at anybody on this topic because again, it all comes down to what personal preference. Shoot, you might say, hey man, forget that, Dale. I'm not going with that Apple. I'm not going with that Shield. I'm about to play along with this Amazon Fire Stick that I got for $30 over the weekend. That's what I'm going to do. All right. And again, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm like, all right, do your thing. you know, and because again, but if somebody asks me, and when it comes to comparing a device, which way should you go when you're just beginning to, you want to get into cord cutting, getting your own content, learning how to save data, all of that stuff. You learn it. Maybe you want to learn how to retro, all of that. You have the opportunity. Now you can do a minor on the Apple TV. It's not that great. All right. You can't go and add no ROMs over there to the Apple. No, you can't. You can't add no emulators. They have emulators, but it is not the same. All right. It's not the same. And again, both of them got Bluetooth technology. So yes, you can hook, whether it's Xbox controllers, you can add Xbox controller. Shoot, if you got you a Nvidia Shield controller, which is Bluetooth, you can add that as well. All right. So that's pretty much what I think. And so to my friend who emailed me, hopefully you understand. Some of this stuff might go over your head. I hope I broke it down, because I'm going to present something else that we may need to pay attention to. All right. I'm going to probably do that tomorrow, because again, you might want to hold up with that. All right. I mentioned it earlier, because remember, the Zadu is over here sitting good. And the Zadu have quite a bit of features. It's not as powerful as these two devices. It's nowhere near powerful as these two devices. But do you need it to be that powerful to stream some movies or TV shows? So that may be coming tomorrow, because that one might be your ultimate all-in-one device. And I may display that tomorrow. All right. Because what it's capable of doing. That these right here, well, one of them can do it. One of them can do it, but the other one definitely can't do it. All right. So what is up? What is up? Again, if you have a different opinion, what time is it? 8:15. If you have a different opinion and you want to join the panel just to give your take or even answer a question, I'm not gonna keep nobody up on the panel, unless there's only two people I will keep up on the panel today. No, hold up. 1, 2. I don't know. It might be 3. All right. 3. All right. LJ, Vincent, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think who has their own setup, Huff. I can't remember if he got the same setup. I think Huff got a nice audio equipment who could give some details. Other than that, everybody else can come up. You can answer a question, or maybe you can give your own opinion. I'm going to do it. The only thing I ask that you have a camera, because if you got some icon, I am not letting you on, because we all know what people with icons. It'd be an icon and then a body part next. And no, today is like a family show. We don't want to see that. So you must show your face. Other than that, you can sit in the background and give some advice. All right. But here it is right there. While I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and say hello to everybody. What's up, Dana? Just G, Cordelia. What's up, Harry? Harry say Springfield, Mass. What's up, Miss Sandy? T, where you been, T? Been a while, baby. What's up, Miss Billy? That's one of our queens right there. You know, I got a big salute to Miss Billy. That's our queen right there. What's up, Miss Billy? Jimmy in the building. Dave in the building. D Johnson, what up, though? Michael, what up, though? See Oliver in the building. What up, though? LB. Who else we got in here? Soul Bro. What up, though? Darren say, hey, yo, what up, SUPERDELL? Been off all week and just relax. Hey, man, I can't wait till I'll be able to do that. I cannot wait. What up, though? What's up, Rose? That's one of our queens right there. DST in the building. What up, though? That's what's up. That's what's up. He said, "Yup, that got that the 500 gig. You know what? I forgot all about the memory on that one. That is absolutely correct. Let me get my guy up in here, Vincent in the building. What up, though, Vince?
Hey, Dal, how you doing?
Over there looking like Andre Ward. I thought I had Andre Ward in here for a minute. I'm about to be like, hold on, is this Andre Ward blessing the panel?
Yeah, I got a little
I
got
see.
a little growth here.
I see. What is good, man? I'm glad you joined because I had to. When it comes to this audio,
Yeah,
I got to get.
but you did a good job. Yeah, that lossless audio is something that the Apple does. It kind of suppresses the audio. It's not. They don't allow you to use uncompressed audio, which would give you better bit rate and sound, especially for Atmos.
Okay.
So that's what that lossless audio is.
Yeah.
And Apple, and it's Apple. It's not like Infuse would do it if they would allow them to.
Yeah.
But it's Apple. It's an Apple thing. It's an Apple thing, and I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah. And that's what when I was doing my research, I was like, and people was like, listen, man, and basically they said the same thing you said. Listen, don't worry about it's just Apple, and
it's Apple.
It's part of their technology.
They're very. It takes them a long time to allow you to do things because I'm actually surprised that they're allowing some of the apps that they have on there now, like the Infuse. But the Infuse is it's an excellent app if they would allow Infuse to do their own, use it at its greatest potential. They don't. But for what it does, it is. But if I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna watch my Sapedi because there's nothing, for me, there's nothing like that. Because I don't have any restrictions.
Okay.
Using my Sapedi because I especially when you have uncompressed rips. Ripping your content is the way to go. I mean, that's where you're going to get the best of the best of the best. And me having a theater, that's all I want. All I want is uncompressed. I can't deal with the compressed stuff that you at one time or you were able to download, but you can't anymore. I just get my own content and rip it, and there's nothing like it.
Yep.
There's absolutely nothing like it. Now, as far as the Apple or the well, my opinion, a long time ago, I was doing the Shield because I wanted to use the audio for my content. It was important to use those where some of these other ones don't allow you to use it. Like you say HDR and HDR10. HDR and HDR10 and HDR10 and plus, they're the same. The only thing the plus is for LG TVs because LG didn't want to buy the license for to use HDR 10, so they made HDR10 for them.
And which one is for Samsung? Which one is for Samsung?
HDR10.
Also, so it's LG and Samsung.
It's Samsung and like Sharp TVs. It's a bunch of little TVs that in that group that didn't want to buy the license, so they made HDR10. They made that format.
Yeah, they didn't want to, and it all comes down to licensing, right?
Right. And then like the DTS-X is just another codec that it gives you multi-channels. That was out before the Atmos stuff came out, and the Atmos just puts it like when you hear 7. Like for me, I have a 7 speakers, which is my 3 fronts, my 2 rears, and my 2 sides. That's 7. And then you have your mine is 0.2, which is I have 2 subs, and then I have 4, which is my Atmos speakers. I have 4 Atmos speakers in my ceiling, so I have a 7.2.4. That's what you
Hold up. Come back to us, Vincent.
Huh?
Oh, there you go. You froze.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. What was that last part you said? Because you froze.
Okay, I was explaining what the 7, point 2 point 4, like 7. The first number are the number of speakers you have. Like for me, I have my 3 fronts, my left, my center, and my right, my 2 back surround sounds, and my 2 side surrounds. That's 7 speakers. And then you have I have 2. The point 2, the second number, are the number of subwoofers that you have. I have 2 subwoofers, so it's a 7.2. And then the 4 is the Atmos speakers that you have. That mine
Yes, sir.
are actually in the ceiling or above you. Um, so mine is a 7.2.4. And you were talking about the True HD. That True HD is for those Atmos, those 7.4
Oh,
or 7.1.4. That's what
yeah.
that's for.
Okay, and that's the question I wanted. That's why I
Right.
was hoping you or LJ come on here. 'Cause I was like, I think this one is for the 7 point.
Yeah. That's
Even
what the True HD is.
okay, because see on my Elevate, that's really it's not going to do it because the Elevate is only what the 5.1.4,
Yeah. Right. Right.
and so that's meant for like your system, right?
Right. Yeah. That's for the true Dolby that have the speakers that are above you.
Yeah, and so yep, so that's
Yeah,
why I
but
was
either one of them will work. I mean, if you look at it, like you said, if you really look at it, the shield costs $200. The the 60, was it 128, costs what, 150 of the Apple.
yeah, if you don't catch
Yeah,
no
and the
sale,
difference is one, like for me, if you have a bunch of products in your household that you use the home kit, which
okay,
is the Apple thing, um, the one that has a thread line in it is the one that's 149. You
okay,
take advantage of that, and I mean, but you should want your stuff hardwired anyway, meaning your streaming systems,
yeah,
and then so if you buy the Apple and then you have to buy the premium, you can get some free stuff that may last a little bit, a week or two. But if
right,
you want the premium apps with Apple, you're going to end up spending that $50 anyway. So, if you're starting out and you're not in the Apple ecosystem, you might as well just do the Nvidia Shield.
okay. Yep. What up, LJ? What's good?
Hey,
What's up,
LJ.
What's going
Hey,
on?
what's up, Rich?
What up, dude?
Hey,
What up?
Rich.
Hey, LJ, you want to add to this? Because I called your name out. Uh, I'll tell you this. Let me ask LJ this before I go to Vincent and then Rich. If I was a beginner, because again, I'm quite sure all of us didn't start at the top, right? We
Hmm.
had to build our way. Starting with you, LJ, what would you suggest? Maybe a price range just to get into probably not the best, but some type of sound equipment or a price range that you should look for when you trying to say you got the Nvidia Shield, right? And
Hmm.
you just want that experience. What you think should be like a good price range to start at? Because my Vizio costed 1,000, but I caught it on sale twice. Uh,
The the first
so
thing I would look at would be the area that you're going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first thing. You
please explain that.
the size of the room. Height of the ceilings. And what do you particularly, what do you want out of your system? Are you just gonna, be in that room, or you're gonna be graduating, to maybe a bigger room? So it depends on your budget. But the first thing I would do is your setup. The size of your room is gonna dictate a lot of that,
Mm-hmm.
because no matter what your budget is, if you got a small area, you don't,
Yeah,
it's not gonna work great. You also have to decide whether or not you want a system that's already together, meaning subwoofer, mids, things like that. How you want it? Do you want separates? If you're starting out, I would start out, with a nice center channel, and they got systems anywhere, I would say between 1,200, to 1,500. So I would be in that 12 to 1,500. But like I said, it depends on the size of the room that you're also
Yeah,
in.
that is true, LJ. Because you can't you can't use stuff if you got a small room and you don't and say you live in an apartment or you're renting somebody's house.
Yeah.
You can't do like me and cut a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And put speakers in there. You have to either put heights that there are systems like I have Jammo speakers that allows me to put. You can put a you can put a height speaker, an Atmos speaker on the actual speaker that shoots it up off the ceiling and comes back down to you, similar to what Dell your sound bar does.
Yeah.
Where it shoots it straight up.
Yeah.
So you can do that. But because I know Costco used to sell a nice little system for like $1,200 where it was a
that's the one from Clips.
Clips, right. It was a Clips, and I think you got a Pioneer receiver. You could get a Pioneer receiver for like $1,200, and all you had to do was add sub. Okay. And I don't think they sell that anymore. And that's a great beginning. But like LJ said, that Elevate that you have is very nice.
Yes.
Samsung makes one that if you go to, I don't know if you guys have TV, the TV room where you all live, that they sell a lot of Samsung stuff. They have a nice one that I was shocked how nice it was. To get, but it really depends on where you are, how much you have to. Because like I said, I started out with stuff. Now I have a subwoofer. I have two subs. My fronts I'm running with a Emotiva amp, and I have a Marantz receiver. So, but I'm spending, this is something that I listen to all on the regular. We watch movies. So, everybody can't spend $2,500 on a receiver.
Trust me.
You may have to go with a 5.1.2 or just a 5.1 system to start out, that you may not have the heights, to start out. It's because, again, you're starting, and then later on you may move into another house or something, and then you can add to that, and then you can add to that. But like LJ said, if you get a nice set of speakers, they're going to last.
Yeah.
A good set of speakers are going to last.
I always, like I said, it depends on everyone's budget. I'm one of them that try to, when I'm doing something, always try to say, buy my first speaker, going to be my last speaker. Mm-hmm. But like with anything else, they go up. They'll know. I've been crying for the last 2 years. We had a power output here, and I had a $200 power surge.
Ooh.
And my Marantz went boom.
Ooh.
Those things don't work, LJ. Conditioners don't work.
Look, man, I had not heard regular speakers in about 15, 16 years.
Oh,
and Dale would be sitting over there laughing with me because he had to got his center channel and all the time. LJ, listen to this and everything. And I just sat there and look at him, But that's all right. I got the Marantz is coming. The SR80 or 15 is coming.
Right.
Yeah. LJ.
Well, yep.
LJ,
Go ahead.
Have you bought the Marantz as yet?
The Marantz?
Yeah. Have you bought it as yet?
Yeah, I got one coming in. I've been waiting for one for about 3 years.
Well, why didn't you wait until you get the Cinema 40?
Nah, dude, I'm good. I got the 11.2.
That Cinema 50 is nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man.
But
cinemas are nice.
But I don't need that. For my space, that's too much.
Yeah.
It's like I want these focals.
In my view,
$1,300
nothing is too much. You just need to turn it to the level that you want. Well, nothing is too much.
All right. Tell it to my wife when I turned it up and broke some dishes down here.
I've been married for 35 years. I'd like to go for another 35.
Right.
Yeah, but you just turn it down. That's all. You just turn it down.
No, something like that you're not going to turn down.
Well, when your can light starts shaking and making vibration noises and stuff in your house.
Well, that's where Vincent helped me at, because I was getting ready to go and get one of them, and Vincent told me, he said, "Well, what's the size of the room?"
Yeah.
And he told me, Vincent told me we had a one-on-one. I bullcrap you not. Vincent say, "Dale, for the size of your room, you don't have high ceilings and nothing like that. It might not be bad for you to even go and just get the Vizio Elevate." He say that, because I think.
Size is your room,
huh?
What size is your room? What size is your room?
I can't remember the size.
Bigger than 15 feet? Bigger than 15?
Heck, no. Not what you talking about, the height or the length?
No, the size, width. Less than.
I can't remember, man. It might be 14, but I can't remember. Don't give me the line. I would have to go and pull up the plan and all of that. But I think if I would have went that route, it would have been an overkill, like Vincent said to me. And Vincent,
I don't think so.
Yeah, but see, you gotta look at what he's talking about, a living room.
Yeah.
He's not talking about a dedicated room. He's talking about a living room.
I remember I'm in a ranch.
Right.
So everything is on the main floor.
See, I'm in the basement. I'm in the basement. So, and I have a ranch.
Yeah, but the way how I look at it, Vincent, there are volume knobs on these amps, on the receiver.
That's true, but even though you turn it down,
yeah, when you turn it down, why waste that money?
Yeah, and then when you have that kind of power, which and you pull it and you turn it down, to me it just don't sound the same. I have a whole.
Those things are meant to be turned up.
It's all about calibration, guys. It's all about calibration,
right? And
all about calibration.
And I get that. Mine is calibrated to my room.
It's all about calibration.
At the same time, when you listening to a movie, you want to be able to feel it.
Yeah.
And that's what these systems are about. It's about feeling it. That's where the experience comes.
It's more than how loud it.
It's not just loudness. It's feeling like that bass.
It's about feeling. It's about filling that room.
Yep.
Like if you're looking at a movie and it's raining, you want to feel like
you want to be looking around like
rain, and the rain is coming down on you.
Exactly.
You ready? You ready for my experience?
All right, hold up before you do your experience. Oliver said, have they fixed the Android 11 OS? As far as I know, yes. It's been out long enough. Anytime Nvidia does a major upgrade, like for the first 3 months, I'm gonna just say 3 months is going to be buggy. It's going to be some things that might work, just like when they went from 9 to 10. I think the big thing about 10 was a lot of people Plex went down. Like they was using the Nvidia Shield as a server. Mm-hmm. But I want to say like after like a month or something like that, they send a little minor update and they fix it. So to answer your question, yes, Android 11 is running very, very well on the Nvidia Shield. So, yep. All right, you go ahead, Rich.
Okay. My thing is that on the comment to the start, on where you start, my thing is that buy the best speakers you can at the point in time when you're setting up. The best you can afford and the best you can buy. Because the speakers can last a very long time. The receivers or the amplifiers, they change every couple of years. But the speakers can last you for a very long time.
That's true.
So you buy the best speakers you can afford.
That's true. You can always add to your system with your speakers.
Right.
But that also comes down to the size of the room that you have.
Right. So
I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there next.
I'll go there next. In the case of a living area or a open room, it all depends on what you want to achieve. Because you have to take into consideration what I call the WAF, the wife acceptance factor. Right? To know what you're going to use there. In the case, it all depends on what your wife is willing to tolerate. Because if she's willing to tolerate the Vizio with the soundbar, that's cool. Or if she can tolerate a 5.1 That's also cool. But it depends on the degree of the 5.1 that you use. Because when you have these open rooms, sometimes you may not be able to hold a 7.1 with back speakers, depending on the size of the area. So you might go with your 5.1 or your 5.1.2 or 5.1.4, depending on whether you want to use 2 Atmos or 4 Atmos speakers. In my case, I have a dedicated room. It's not a theater room, but I call it a media room. It's about 15 by 12. And my ceilings are high, so I don't use in-ceiling Atmos. I use on-ceiling Atmos. And I have 7.4.4. 7 bed layer, 4 subwoofers.
You got 4 subs.
And 4 ceiling. Yeah, 4 subwoofers.
How big are they?
PB 1000s, 4. Right? And I have for my bed layer, I just changed them out the other day to some Arendals. So I have Arendal 723 series for my bed layers. See, you can see the 2 back surrounds behind me right there on the wall. Yeah, those are Arendals for my back. And I have 2 more. And I have 2 more on the sides. Right side surrounds, and the fronts are the towers and the center channel. Right. The roof is also Arendals. They are. I don't know if I can probably let us see 1 or 2 of them. I don't know if this camera can. I'm not sure how this can work.
Yeah, I see one of them.
You see one of them, right? Yeah. So they're in the ceiling there, right? And this and my amplifier now, I decided not to go with separates, which I think I will eventually, because what I did, I bought the receiver that has both the pre-outs and the speakers. Right, so I basically have a Onkyo RZ750, which supplies both the pre-outs and the speakers at 150 watts per channel.
Right. Yeah,
right,
mine,
so
I bought the Emotiva. I have a Marantz 7015.
Right.
But I want the most important part of your system, your speaker system, are your fronts. So I wanted them separate. I wanted them separate.
Exactly.
So if I want to go separate in the future, I can still go separate. Because my receiver can handle separate.
You can plug it up. Yeah, because I can plug another one up too. And I was thinking about doing that and putting my my Atmos ones on separately as well. But if I would do that, I would wait and get that Marantz 50, Cinema's 50.
Yeah,
but I don't need it. That's a want. That's not a need.
Yeah.
I'm good where I am right now.
It's not a need. Like me, it wasn't a need. I
Right.
mean, doing all of that, that would be for like the room upstairs. But in here and stuff down here where people at, that's like having driving a Ferrari on a dirt road.
Exactly. You can't really use it, and that's what Dell. Because I mean, I've gotten to the point where Dell got me. I bought a Vizio for my bedroom. And I bought a bigger Zapiti, the Neos, the signature Neo.
And if you're upgrading, you appreciate it even more because, especially if you're a beginner,
right?
Like I said, what you say about the speakers and everything, that's good. But like when you talk about amps and you talk about your receiver and things like that, because Dale is a prime example. Vincent, you and I, well, the 3 of us, we always was talking about this, and Dale would say, "Yeah, man, yeah." Dale started off with one thing.
As long as I can hear it, I'm good.
As long as I can hear it. And we were sitting in the back like, man, I'll talk about this, and I got no sound.
We had that argument over the Shield and the Fire Stick.
How great
the pitch
is with no sound.
You gotta, that's not me. It's not for me. Yes. It's not for me. And then he done slowly came around.
Hey, look, remember when I went to Best Buy and I told the story when I went to Best Buy, they were like, all right, here go your $1,000 units, right?
Right.
I was like, damn, this sounds good. They said, all right, let's go to the 5,000. I say, well, damn. I say, man, this sounds. And man, they took me over to the 10,000. I say, oh my goodness, dog. I mean, the crystal clear. I mean, they was, man, that Best Buy audio that we got here, oh man, it's just amazing.
When you go to Magnolia, then you're getting into high end stuff.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
answer this right here. Sean say those apps you're talking about aren't mainstream. I don't know if Sean was talking to me, but let me answer that one for you, Sean. We really, I don't know if you are new to this channel. You got to be new.
Yeah.
We don't use the third-party applications like that. We don't use that. It's only certain specific applications we use that allow us to rip our content, as you see, like right here, like you heard Vincent say. If you look on the left side of Vincent right now on his desk, you see some interesting disc. All right, it's the reason why. And so what we do on certain, not all of my movies, but on certain movies, I rip, because now that I am into Dolby a little bit, it is a difference when it comes to sound. And so we don't use third-party applications. Like that's
he and I were going back. We were talking and everything, and I was telling him when he was talking about apparently he's an Apple person, but he doesn't know that like me, we got all of them. So yeah. Apple, you name them, But and I was saying that Apple is great if you have your own content. Mm-hmm. If you're a person that's strictly in third-party apps and things like that, no. But if you're a person that's getting your own content, then yeah, Apple is great.
And this is what I don't. Hey, Sean, it's not. I'm gonna explain to you if you're still here. We don't care what you use. I mean, it really comes down to personal preference. You're gonna have some people, they don't care. They gonna use that third party and stuff like that. Does that make them a bad person? Absolutely not. They just don't want to do their own work.
That's just like the people that will sit down and look at a cam.
It takes a long time to rip a movie. I mean, and I'm talking about an hour or more for one. For one.
I think I said that. Man, depending on the size of it, it can take up to an hour or a little bit over an hour. But when you're done with it and you put that bad boy on there, like you can put it on your Plex, man, you can put it on these specific media streaming devices. And man, when it comes up and you seeing true, it says true HD. True HD. Mm-hmm. Man, it makes a difference, man. And that's why I'm taking
uncompressed.
I'm taking my Shield this weekend over to my boy, because this cat is bragging, but he came into some money and he hooked his basement up. That's right. All I need to say.
That's all you gotta do. I mean, you got a wall up there, do the other side.
Nah,
and make that your theater.
I got a wife that's gonna complain about man, we are
everything, yeah.
And she do not like. Can you turn that down? But now we'll go to the movies,
right? But just tell her you're building her movie theater.
Yeah,
because that's what happened to me. I just did it. Now, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you how I did it. It was during the pandemic. I think it was summer 2020. I was like, you know what? I'm putting these speakers in my ceiling.
That was the best time to do it.
And I cut the ceiling out, put the speakers up, and played the movie. And she came downstairs like, "Oh, that sounds good." She said, "Why is it raining in here?" And she looked up. She was like, "Wait a minute. How you put these speakers in here? You cut a hole in my ceiling." I said, "No, that's the rain." So next time I cut another one and put it up there. That's like last year. Yep. She got sick. I had to take her to the hospital. She had to have surgery. So I had the basement to myself. And I had just bought a 75-inch Sony the year before. But I wanted a theater.
Check the back chat, Jeff.
I wanted a 100-inch. Because that's about all I can get. Because it's only probably about she only gave me a corner, so it's only probably about 12 feet width-wise, but I got 19 feet front to back. So I had to build a platform to put my seats on. But I was determined. I called the guy from DreamWorks. I don't know if you've seen them on YouTube. And they're out in Texas. They do those big theater rooms in there, and was talking to the guy about the best short throw for me, because I wanted a short throw because, like you, in my basement. I'm on the East Coast. I don't have a high ceiling basement. My basement is only about a little more than 7 feet high. So, and then like yours, Dale, my basement's just like yours with the everything going this way. So I had to make sure when I cut with the right places. And so when I put my screen up, it's 100 inches, and I'm gonna show you guys on the YouTube channel. It's 100 inches, and it barely fits. I got this much room from my speakers on the sides of it, and when I say barely, it barely fits.
How many seats you got in yours?
5.
Del.
Del.
Check the back chat. Check the back chat for something for beginners.
All right.
The private
Hold on. Let me give a salute. J Mac 0929. Big salute. Thank you for the 10 spot. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. What you talking about? You talking about this link?
Yeah, for the private chat. Link to the private chat.
Well,
that's something for beginners. No. You can just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it. I don't want to. What is it? A website showing it, or a sound, or because I don't want to.
No, man. It's from the Monoprice website.
Oh, he's talking about the speakers.
Yeah. All right, hold up.
They can look at it. You don't have to show it if you don't want it. It's for beginners. And it's very cheap.
Oh, all right.
It sounds good. I can tell you. It sounds good.
All right, let me go through these comments, and I will display that.
No problem. But in the meantime, you can look at it, Vincent.
Yep, I'm gonna go to it just in a second. Hold up, because I was almost down to the bottom of these comments. You say I have 8 Fire TV cubes. All right, that's from Denny. All right. Let me see. Mike say I like the Denon Yamaha. What up, though? Efren, what's good? Big H, what's up? It's coming down. You say you buy a louder system, you're gonna see a cop behind his wife. He say you gonna see a cop or a cop. Oh, you say a cop behind me. Yeah, I might, man. I don't know. Let me show y'all what Rich actually displayed right here. Let me share. Oh, not that.
For a beginner who doesn't have a lot of space, that's good for them.
Oh yeah.
And it plays very well. A lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah,
no, they're not that small enough. They're not that small enough.
Under
they're
5.
Not that small. They're not that small.
Those bows, you can get those bows as well.
This let the bows look like children.
The only thing, the bows will be double the amount.
Yeah, bows definitely gonna double.
I can tell you, this sounds far more than how they look. And the speakers have the tweeter inside of them, so they're more cohesively sounded, especially if you use them as surround speakers or Atmos speakers. This is a lot of bang for your buck. Very small, compact.
Yeah.
And it sounds good. And that's for a little beginner who's starting out in a small room.
Are these wired or is that so? Yeah, these.
No, They're wired. They're wired. That's a powered subwoofer.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I see it right here. So all you have to do is get a receiver to go with this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right. I thought I heard something upstairs. THS certified. All right. So
The
yeah,
speakers. The speakers are about 6x6.
so yeah, I ain't no professional at
Like
this. That's
the
on
price
y'all.
much better.
Yep, that's on y'all.
What's that, AJ?
What up, though, Lenore? How you doing?
Gail said she liked the price much better.
So yeah, you say I got that. What you call it? Nakamichi.
That Nakamichi soundbar.
That's expensive, man.
Crazy.
That's expensive.
That thing is
Especially
crazy.
Especially the Nagamiti Dragon. That's very expensive. Very
Yeah.
crazy.
That's like what, $3,000?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a soundbar.
Yeah, for a soundbar, yeah, that's
That's
expensive.
not a soundbar. That's a system. That's not a soundbar. That's a system. That's a surround sound system. That's a soundbar.
Well, yeah, it's a system, but
It looks like a soundbar, but it's not a soundbar.
Yeah, but I've seen it. I've actually seen it. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like a soundbar, but it's not a soundbar.
yeah.
So quick question.
It's nice.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask all of
me.
y'all because I'm gonna get off of here by 9 o'clock. If it go over, it goes over. The question was presented, and that's why I did this video. Basically, to show both specs and things like that. I want to ask y'all honest opinion. If someone was to begin with the Core Cuddy, which one would you suggest? Would you suggest the Apple, or would you suggest the Nvidia Shield?
For starters,
Let me start with Rich first.
for beginners,
For beginners,
I'd suggest the Shield because of its versatility.
I said that earlier. I agree with you. What would you think? What would you think, Vincent?
Same thing. Like I said earlier, it would be the Shield because it's easier, it's open source, it's Android. If you buy the Apple, you still have to buy the apps, and then not knowing what apps to buy, you may end up spending even more money. So the Shield, although it's an older model, it's still versatile and it still works. It's still powerful. I mean, I honestly personally think that the Apple is probably a little bit more powerful because it has last year's iPhone chip in it. 2021's iPhone chip in it. But still, it's powerful, the new one. But the Shield is you can't beat it. You can't beat it, and it's versatile because you can also play games with it as well. Although you can do that with the Apple as well, but not as many. You're stuck to the Apple games and not the retro gaming.
Yeah. What you got? What you got to say, LJ?
I would say the Shield because the key word was beginners.
Beginners.
Because the majority of the people that we have that comes into this with beginning, they start with third-party apps and things and Kodi and all that stuff like that. They just, they haven't gotten to that where you say, you know what, I'm going to do my own. I'm not sitting here waiting for somebody to update something or do anything like that. So I think the key thing is just, for beginners, then they can learn a wide range of things of what's out there. Once you get to know what's out there, go get the Apple, hone your skills, you're ready.
Hey, D Johnson, I agree with you on that one. He does look like Dale Curry.
Oh, he does look like Dale Curry. He definitely looks like.
Came up right. He had his head down. I had him in the small screen. I'm like, that's like Andre Ward. But now, since you brought up Dale Curry,
he's right.
And you know what's funny? I'm gonna tell you honestly. We went to school at the same time. He was at Virginia Tech. I was at Roanoke, and we used to go down there and play against them.
Yeah, man.
He does
all the time.
look just like him.
It still does.
Yeah, look just like him. But yeah, and so that was the whole thing about this.
See, Dale, and I'm gonna tell you, and just to expand on that a little bit, it's just like the conversation you've been having about, you know, this NAS stuff and the drives, you know, just standalone drives. I've been ripping. It wasn't called ripping. It was burning back when I started doing it. My CDs years ago from my computer, and I would put them on a standalone hard drive. One that I have down here where my NAS are down. You can't see it, but it's down here, and that's the way I started. But then when you get into this 4K stuff,
Yeah,
you really need a NAS. You really need something that's gonna, because that stuff was working so hard. And then how many people in your house are utilizing these movies? You know, I don't do Plex. I stopped Plex years ago. I only use, you know, I have a Zapedi. I have 2 Zapedis, and that's all I use because I just like the interface. But they're Zapedi, Zyto, Dune, they're the same thing. Dune and Zapedi is the same exact machines. I mean, when I say exact, if you go on YouTube and look at it, they are exactly the same.
they look just alike.
And if you look at the updates, it says Dune on my Zapedi. It's just that Zapedi has an updated interface, whereas Dune is Dark Ages.
Yeah. No,
but they all do the same thing.
Same thing.
They all 3 of them do the same exact thing. They're very easy to use. All you do is put your content on it, tell it where to go get it, and it's ready to play.
Yep. And
it does everything else for you.
Every time I talked about the Dune, I'm like, man, the interface is just old. I don't want to use nothing that looks that old.
It is. It looks very old. I mean, it works great.
It works.
Don't get me wrong. It works excellent.
It just,
but I still prefer the Zidu though.
Yeah, I do the Zapedi. I can't speak on the Zidu. I never had one.
Yeah,
the Zidu is nice, man. Zidu is nice. Hey, Del, talking about the Zidu. Some time ago I sent you 2 emails about the Zidu.
You sent me
one of them was one of them was the change in the interface of the Z9X to the Z1000, to the one that Z1000 has.
The interface, yep.
Yeah. Changing it from the regular Android interface to the one that the Z1000 has.
Well,
I sent you the link.
You sent me the link?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it, if it's up to me, I think for advanced users, I think we'd get away with the Z1000 look. But I think with the Z9X and the Z10 Pro, I think that's perfect for someone that's new.
Agreed.
You know, because if they go with that Z1000 look, because it only gives you 4 icons. And the thing about it, that's why I show it, but I don't show it because I know a lot of people are not going to go out there and spend that type of money on that device. And I wouldn't suggest that to be there. But yeah, the user interface, I love the Z1000, but I really
that's the one that has a drive, right? You can put a drive in it.
2 drives.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put 2 drives in it.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, the one I got, you can do 1 drive. Then they do got the model where you can do 2 drives.
See, you're like mine, like the one I have the Zapedi what is it, Neo, Signature Neo, and I have a drive on it. I just have my television content on there, TV shows.
Yep. And so I got a drive.
But it's hooked up to my network, so I can go get it from wherever I want. Yeah. I got on my phone, my iPhone, I can go get whatever I want. But again, this is a little advanced, and even you can watch some. You can watch TV with my Zapedi, and I'm sure you can probably do that with the Zizu.
Yeah, you can do it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they all pretty much do the same
They
thing.
do. They're the same thing. It's just they took a name on it. It's like when the old GMs came out. One got Buick, one got Chevy, one got what's the other one they used to have? GM.
One got
It's the same vehicle.
One Pontiac.
Right. One Pontiac. It's like, like today,
Ford
when you buy Marantz. One got Marantz, the other one got Denon on it. It's the same thing.
That's the same.
It's the same thing, same company.
Right.
One is just a cheaper model.
Exactly.
Somebody, you got to make a cheaper model, right? You got your Lincolns, right? And then you got your Fords.
Then you got your
Ford is the brand, right?
Right.
I
Exactly.
remember
Lincoln, you went more luxury.
Right. I remember I bought a 2011. What was that? It was a Ford. I can't even think of the name of the truck. And then, we had to go to this introductory, and then the guy was like, "Well, who has a Lincoln MDX? Is a Lincoln MDX and the Ford." I can't even think of the name of it. He was like, "Oh, you got the one that's $2,500 cheaper than his, but they do the same thing." That's what they are. Marantz cost more than the Denon, but they
but it's basically the same thing.
The same thing.
But by the way, Vincent, have you seen the Marantz AV10?
Yes.
Very expensive beast.
Yes. Yes, all that stuff is expensive. There's nothing that comes out of Marantz or Denon that's cheap. Even the cheap stuff was almost $1,000 now, if you can find them.
But that's the reason why I said what I said. Some people gonna go with Apple. They gonna live, breathe, die by the Apple. But again, the whole key word to me was someone who was just starting off. They're beginning. I think as you advance, like I'm quite sure, like if I get a larger house, then I'm probably gonna get a larger stereo set, to go along with the house, and it's really up to you what you want, but like I always tell everybody, just make sure you do your research. That way you know exactly what you want, what you're getting into.
True.
But when you got 4 people up here saying, listen, if you're a beginner, before I go and mess with that Cadillac, that Apple TV 4K, you might want to go and try that Chevy, that Nvidia Shield, that Pontiac, that GM, just so you can get your feet wet and then figure out and see which way you want to go. Because Apple, like I said, Apple, since I've been using it, I never had an app that crashed on me. Not one time. I had a couple little power outages. It wasn't the Apple fault. But I never been there sitting there and the sucker just freeze up and come up with some message or whatever. And you got to shut it down and start. That's the only thing you can do with Android, stuff like that. Also, here I think advanced users, we don't use anything third party anymore. Like we're out of it because we got so many different other mainstream tools we can use, So just like if you're using Zedu, you're gonna use Home Theater 4.0. If you use Zapati, what's the name of theirs?
It's Home Theater.
Home Theater. So basically using the same thing. So you're using Home Theater 4.0. Some people gonna use Plex. And so it's really, personal preference. Some people gonna use Envy. Some people gonna use a lot of other. Some people still use Kodi. They got their setup and they got everything coming through Kodi. And so that's the thing. Cause we don't use third parties anymore. That's old news to us. But again, when someone is getting their feet wet, they just starting into this, you want them to go over there and use them third parties because you're going to get your you're gonna get your experience from them and say, damn, I want mine to look just like that. You know, LJ used to say it in the back in the day. I would just go over there just see what they got. See if anything new came out. Because if something new come out, I know I got it. And a lot of people use that. Because you know, you got people working. Man, let me see what came. Oh shoot, what that TV show came out? Oh, I know what I got to do. You know, and so it just comes down to personal preference. And so to my new people, yeah, I'm gonna tell them to look at them third-party apps. But then as the experience grow, everything they start getting familiar with a lot of these firmwares, these devices, because you might start off with an Nvidia Shield today, and then you might say, you know what, I got a better experience with Apple. You know, you can move. I mean, people change devices all the time to fit what they need. So who to say it might not be another powerful device come out next year, and everybody gonna be scratching their head like, you know what? I don't know.
But the key to all of it too, Dell, like you had mentioned last week, your network's got to be good. You got to have a good network. So the first thing I would invest in is your internet service and your network.
You got to.
That would be the first thing that I would invest in.
That's the basics, you know.
Because if you don't have good internet,
I don't care what you run,
and a good network, you can have a Zydo, Zadoo, you can have a Dune, you can have an Apple TV, and you can have a Nvidia Shield. But if that network ain't right, it doesn't really matter.
Yup, it's gonna be.
It doesn't really matter.
It's gonna be ugly. You bet. Damn, what?
You know,
if you ain't got the network right, people be saying, "I got a gig." Yeah, is it getting to that device that's way down there?
Right.
And I'm gonna talk about that. Some people think because they got a gig,
exactly,
that your device may not be capable of even running a gig.
Exactly.
If you got a 100, if you have a
100,
if you have a one of those Me boxes or something like that, they only go up to 100 meg. Yep. So a gig is not going to do anything for you.
Nope. And so, you might be using a computer that's not capable of bringing in a gig.
And then the gig, and you're talking about Wi-Fi. Don't think you might not get a buffer. Oh, I got a gig. I should not have a buffer. Really?
Yeah, but Wi-Fi
it's Wi-Fi. You know?
Right, it's Wi-Fi. You got a gig, you might get 12,000 on there. But guess what? You might get 2 because of Wi-Fi. Because if it might, like for me, if it's all the way on the other end of the house, where I had because I had Asus. Asus make great routers.
Yeah,
For some reason I had one that was not functioning.
Man, if you get a bad one, you in trouble.
And it kept conking out, and every 10 days I had to restart it. And I'm like, come on now. So I did what any other person would do when it went out. I called Amazon and got the Amazon the Eero. Because I could get it in 2 hours. I hooked that sucker up. When they sent me that new Asus, I put that thing on eBay. Because guess what?
I have the new Eero. I got 2.
And I got a node in my dining room. So now that goes outside. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait till it get warm.
Yeah, man.
You know, and it's all in what, you know, and there are a lot of good routers out there. You know, there are a lot of really good routers. All I would tell you is if you have a router and you have you have those nodes, you have a mesh system, wire them, back wire them so that you can get the best service that you can get to go back to it. Now, my router, they only have they have a 2.5 and a 1. And you backhaul the 1, then you get you some switches and run the wire through your house.
And again, as a beginner with that too, it's all about your budget.
It's all about your budget.
All about your budget.
Yep.
The size of your home and things, you know, all those things you have to consider.
Yep. But I'm telling you, if that would be the first thing that I would do.
Yeah.
The first thing that I would do.
Well, without that, you have nothing.
Because you're right. Without that, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
You know, none of this stuff is going to work. You're going to be complaining, and you're going to be complaining. This stuff don't work. Da 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 da. You know, it ain't that. It's you.
Your network. That's why I tell people, you know, you get your start on your network. You know, some people, not everybody can get a modem. I'm aware of that, but a lot of y'all can get your router. And I'm telling you, do a nice router. Make sure you got the MIMO technology. Very important. You don't have that, you're going backwards. All right.
Yep.
Look at that box. As long as you see that MIMO on there, and you should be good to go. As long as it's a decent router. But if you're going to buy a router, make sure you do your research on it, see what people say, and then go from there.
Yeah, with YouTube, there are so many people on YouTube that and so many videos out there that, you know, if you can't do your homework, then you're just lazy.
Yeah, you just lazy.
I mean,
lazy.
you know, because it's a guy, an average consumer guy. He was complaining he had the house, and he was complaining about his Wi-Fi, and he had the same AC router I had, and he was having problems. But guess what he did? He had the company's Wi-Fi router combination, and you have to know this. You have to be a techie to know that if you're running your own router with Wi-Fi capability, and the company's got one, they're going to collide, and you're not going to get anything. So, if possible, you know, give her, like, I have FiOS, so I don't need a modem. I don't need a traditional modem.
Yeah.
What I need is a router, hooked it straight up from, you know, I had them turn on the switch straight up because there's a piece that's on outside the house called a Ned, and I ran the cable, and I put all Cat 7 cable in my house. I did that doing, you know, when we were all sitting home doing nothing for those years. It took me about 3 weeks, but I ran all new Cat 7 cable throughout my whole house. And you know, you run that, you get that stuff, and then you get rid of the company's modems. Now my son, he lives in an apartment, and I bought him a router because he has Comcast. Is it Comcast? Yeah, he has Comcast. You know, and I think they want $10, $11,
$10 a month rental.
And I was like, dude, buy a modem for $150. You buy your own, and you don't have to worry about it.
You got to worry about it.
And you save that money. Nah, Dad, I went on and bought it myself, you know, because he's cheap. You know, he wants me to give him everything. Like his devices don't work. I can't. You run the updates?
Yep.
Oh, no, I ain't never updated.
And that's another thing people have to understand, that with everything comes with maintenance. You have to
come with maintenance.
It comes with maintenance.
All day.
Do it.
Yeah, you got to go into Apple and run the good settings and see if there's an update, because there was an update in there. I had to update mine the other day.
I had to update mine. Matter of fact, last week.
Got to go to Google Play Store and run the updates, because it's that background stuff that you really need to update. It's not the
Can you set it? Can you set it on auto update?
No, I don't do auto update.
I don't.
I learned that from the Shield a couple years ago, where I had to use my phone to actually, because it got stuck trying to update. After that, I let it go, and I go on and watch the YouTube people, and they'll tell you, Triple M and people like that, they'll tell you, oh, there's a problem.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, I don't
do the auto.
Oh, because I need to see exactly what's being. Sometimes a update would just be Netflix. Is that a biggie for you? You know, probably not. But yeah, I need to see exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Even on my Apple TV, I don't have it on auto. But when you turn it on, it'll come up like, yo,
it'll let you know.
Update.
Yeah.
You can sit there, you can be like, update it or not now, later, and stuff like that.
Right.
It gives you that option, and then, but now, only thing that I really have on auto update is my router. That is the only thing, because what I learned about my router, they'll let you get by with one not updating. They'll let you get by with two. But if it don't update on that third, it's gonna be some problem.
I remember that with Dale.
Yeah.
I remember that with boy. Dale was over there scratching his head. Dale said, "Man,
like, what the hell going on? Like, dude, everything messing up." And then once it's all right to mess up on me because I'm patient. But when they start upstairs and the gamer over here, hey, Dad, they keep knocking me off. And then when I go log into the router, that sucker say, man, if you don't update, ain't nothing happening, dog. We gonna keep.
Right, and then you're the only one to do the updates because I know
Right.
my wife works in IT, and she'll tell me, Vincent, the router needs to be updated. Well, update it. You got stuff on you put on your phone, update it.
I got the notification on my phone for
Right,
mine.
that's what I got.
Yeah,
I got me a little Eero app.
and that's it. And it lets you know right there, man. There's an update.
Yeah.
A little Eero app, and I can turn. Oh, that don't belong. If somebody come on my network, I get a notification. Oh, they not supposed to be on there. What is that? oh, it's a new device.
Yeah, so but I think we pretty much nailed it. I'm definitely glad y'all came on. And again, it's all about personal preference. We're not telling you what to do. You just, you do what you feel like you need to do for your home. Again, it's just our personal preference. Again, I haven't used my Nvidia Shield. I don't know how long. You don't even see an HDMI hooked up to this bad boy. It's just plugged in.
Wow.
Because I've been straight up either Zadu and I've been going Apple TV. Apple TV I've been using the most. And again, I'm an Android guy. But I like things just to work smooth. It's just smooth, and it's been a pleasant experience.
I got a question, and because I haven't talked to you in a while. Did I see you bought an iPad?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wait. Ho.
Get him back.
What happened to all those little Android iPads that you had?
They still over here.
So are you using your iPhone more too?
No, that's strictly for work.
Right. Okay.
That's for work.
Okay. So you like me for work. I got an Android.
Yeah.
Because I had to get one.
Yeah. And see, they told me, they was like, you can get an Android, or do you want an iPhone? And I was like, I said, you know what? Let me try this iPhone. But I only like answer calls and go through the emails. I really don't, because it's the work phone. I don't want to.
How are you liking the iPad?
Oh, I'm definitely liking it. I'm still learning some things.
So you realize you can, all of those apps that are on your Apple TV, you can put it's on that app. Okay, so you already know that.
I got a few of them on here.
And when you go to add stuff to the Apple TV, you can do it and type it on your iPad. You know that pops up too, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a few things on here.
Lot easier. That means you don't need a keyboard, right?
I got a few things on this bad boy, and also you see that IPTV XO there. So I got that all on the devices too.
Hey Del, can that stand be attached to a wall?
What, this stand?
Yeah, can it be attached to a wall?
I'm quite sure somebody can do it. I don't know if I would do it, but I'm quite sure. But this stand is very nice and solid.
Oh, I got my my Echo 15 on my kitchen wall.
Oh yeah. My Echo.
All I can say is, Del, thank you.
Hey,
thank you for that one.
Let me tell you, my wife was, at first she was like, because I went over my sister and brother-in-law house. They had it, right? And I was looking at, I'm staring at this boy just like I'm staring at the camera. I'm like, man, I wonder if I can put some television on. I say, what all it do? Hey, look, they didn't even know how to maneuver. I'm in that bad boy. I'm like, oh shoot. And when they came out with that update, oh my goodness, man, it changed everything.
They took it off though, didn't they? The update?
No, command still work.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't use it for that.
I heard the way I did it, because I'm getting a lot of emails from YouTube saying, hey, that option don't work anymore. So I don't know if they closed.
Yeah, I think they shut that down.
Yeah.
I think right after you and another guy, right after y'all did that, they shut it down. And that's when I got mine. But I mean, I use it, man. You talking about menus and stuff going to YouTube.
Yeah.
And
So
cooking.
they don't put the Fire TV on it anymore?
Huh?
So the Fire TV is not on it anymore?
Well, that's on there.
It's on there, but you can't add other stuff.
You
can't add
other
stuff.
Yeah.
No.
So
you can only get stuff from their Play Store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't add your stuff through download anymore, because I think you were able to. Dale, you did a little different way than that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did it from your computer?
Yeah, I did it from the computer. But shoot, everybody, like I say, for like the last month, everybody that watched that video that I put out, they like, hey man, it's not showing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm like, shoot, I'm not about to factory reset mine. Now, somebody want to buy me a new one, and I'll do it that way, but I'm not doing mine. Oh, heck,
No.
That's like the IPTV app that Apple had. If you had it already, it was working, but you couldn't get it. And they took it off the phone and put it on the Apple TV.
They did.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Dale.
I
heard that Infuse have a lot of new updates.
Yeah, they do.
Who?
Infuse has a lot of updates.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
They're trying to compete with Plex.
Did you see Tech Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
I ain't saw him. I ain't watched him in a minute.
He loves that Apple TV.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything Apple. He loves everything.
He loves that. That's what he uses. That's why that's why I get the lossless stuff from him when I first saw it. And I was like, oh, he is right, because I had to go and look down the basement because I have one in my room and I have one down in the basement. Because I have a little Zapedi upstairs, a little 4K, but I think the Infuse is better than that Zapedi, that little Zapedi. And plus that doesn't play Dolby Vision.
Apple has done a lot of improvements. So
yeah,
check it out.
If Apple would just let Infuse do it, the Infuse would be a bad boy.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't need Zydu, Zapedi. You wouldn't need none of those if they would just allow Infuse to do what they do. And you wouldn't need it. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, Infuse is, like I say, that Infuse.
That's a bad app.
That is a nice app. You listen, anytime you can just. I mean, they all do the same thing, but that Infuse, just the colors, the vivid colors.
Everything is rich. Everything is rich.
Just beautiful.
I mean, it makes Nova Play look like
Yes, that's so true. That's so true.
Yeah. Nova ain't gonna get no love.
No.
Nova's gonna get no love.
No, because they can't do anything to upgrade it.
Nope.
That Infuse is just. I mean, it does everything. Like I said, the only thing it does is that lossless audio. It just suppresses the Atmos portion of it. That's all. That's the worst thing about them. You can still get Atmos, but not true Dolby Atmos.
Yeah,
because it's compressed.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing that people was. That's why, like I said, when I brought up
it's not Infuse's fault.
No, it's not Infuse's fault. It's not Infuse.
It's Apple.
That's on the Apple.
Yep.
Again, that comes from them licensing and everything like that. A lot of, and again, it is what it is, because not everybody put that license on their devices and stuff.
Right. I just think they do that because of those movies that they sell.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: don't be surprised. Apple could have their own version, maybe coming out. With these tech companies, you just
see, that's what everybody thought you were getting with this new Apple TV that came out last year.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the only thing they wanted. That was the only thing, because it's a great device.
Yeah.
The fact that they use the USB-C.
I'm telling you, listen, if they really, Apple, listen to me now. If you really want to step your game out,
they're not going to do that.
I
I know what you're going to say. HDMI out, they're not going to do that.
They do that HDMI in.
They're not going to do that.
And some type of USB.
No, they're not going to do that.
Yeah,
there's nothing else Apple you're going to plug into it.
Yeah, it'll be game over for a lot of this, man. Hey man, what you got? Shoot, man, I got that Apple. Man, what you got? Hey man, I'm an Android guy, but I got that Apple.
Hey, but Vincent, I can tell you something too. You know, if Apple really get their game stepped up with that lossless thing, they'll give Kaleidoscape a lot of trouble.
Yep, they would.
Yeah,
look, this is the Infuse on the iPad.
Yep,
that sucker look beautiful.
You can't beat it.
This sucker looks beautiful. Man, you be on this bad boy like, damn, this look better than. You know where I'm going, man. This look better than Plex. But I mean, it's just a beautiful. Like I said, I just want to be able to sit.
That's the same thing.
Del, check out the new updates. When you see the new updates land,
new updates,
you'll not want to use Plex anymore.
Some stuff. Yeah. They even had some animation on theirs.
Yeah. Look, mine's is updating now. I ain't open this. I ain't opened this bad boy in probably about a week. All my content that I added on here.
Yeah.
It's still going through.
That new update put Plex to shame, trust me.
Yeah.
Plex, like I said, man, I got to use all of them though. So that way when anybody comes, I can give an honest opinion.
So you have a channel, I don't. I just listen. Most time I'm listening in the background.
And look, and it's
laughing at LJ's little comments because him and Soul Bro. Where's Soul Bro on here tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on there.
He's here.
That dude is funny.
He's here.
Soul Bro be doing them undercover shots.
Wait, what happened to what's the other funny guy?
In the chat. Don't worry.
GoPro.
GoPro Donnie.
GoPro.
No, I think he. Man, look, I hope he ain't deceased, but I think he went to jail for back child support, man. He went missing before, and then he came back, and he was trying to get at Cordelia. I don't know if he was trying, but Cordelia put him down, man. GoPro ain't been right since, man. And then J Mac called him.
Mac got him. Yeah.
They called him a B, man. So, and I hope nothing ain't wrong with him, man. Honestly, to be serious.
He was funny.
Yeah, because he used to keep you on your toes, man.
Lord.
Yeah.
You say one little thing, he take it all the way to left field.
Yeah. I'll sit back and be like, I would not read his. I would see it, but I would scroll right by it. Purpose.
Taking around from done too?
Check around.
Is it okay? I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's around. He's around
on Instagram.
Yeah, man.
Taking the bathroom. I don't do all that social media.
Tech over there catching on big redfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tech them went from warehouse wholesaling electronics, selling stoves and microwave, selling your courses.
He's gonna have a dog training course pretty soon because on Instagram he's showing the fish and he's showing how he trained his dog.
Yeah, man, that cat. He just. I think he with the streaming, with everything that came down, because that was his money doing the IPTVs. Now it done came, and same thing that happened to Steve. Steve say, "Shoot, I can't do what I want to do. I want to do Cody. I can't do it, so I got to fall back."
Oh, so they don't allow you to do any of that stuff?
No, man. Like, or if you do it, I mean, you could put the letters and stuff like that, but
Gail said she tell him.
But you got to be. You can't go into great detail. I'll tell you that, because it ain't. You'll get a community strike, and with a community, that means somebody reported you. You know, and you got these haters out here. That's why I be like, hey man, look, I would show y'all, but these haters be lurking. They be sitting out here and it's some of them be the ones that be watching you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, Jeremy. I like the Mac Mini too. I have one. I have one sitting right here.
Hey, Dell,
uh,
there are no trailers in Infuse.
who?
There are
Trailers.
trailers.
Yeah,
for
they
movies
got
now in
trailers in Infuse now.
Oh, they went. Oh, shoot! I ain't
That
see.
was the update. That was the update. They
Infuse.
have
Go do the
trailers.
update,
Oh,
Dell.
I need to update now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Go
There
do
you
the
go.
update,
I
Dell.
ain't updated. I ain't updated, and so I was like, oh, I'll do it later and all that. But when I get upstairs, it's on, right?
So yeah.
Because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something though. I was looking because I added something to the desktop, and it was updating on the Zadoo, but it didn't update on the Infuse. Like I added some TV shows. I'm like, what the heck is going on with the Infuse? But then you see the update.
Right.
I'm like, and so is Infuse telling me, Dale, in order for you to see your new content,
You have to update.
See, and that's why I like the Zapedi is because the Zapedi, shows the when you hover over the cover, it has the score, the music score.
Okay. Yeah.
And it has animation.
Okay.
When you click on it, it shows the animation.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to do a on all of them from Plex, Zadoo, Infuse, and Nova Video Player, man. I'm gonna have to add that to
Right.
I'm gonna have to add that so we can see exactly. I'm gonna make sure all the devices, everything is updated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure everything is updated because that way, because Plex, I know Plex does the music, and Miss Gail been saying that because I'm like, oh man, I ain't trying to hear that, but
Plex does music now too.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, it's long time.
Miss Gail been telling me that for about 4-5 months now.
Right. Okay. See, I haven't done Plex in
And they automatically
about 3 or 4 years.
The collections. Now I got the Plex Pass. I don't know if that come without the Plex Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I do know, like, I'm gonna try maybe, man. I haven't done the Plex watch party, but it looks very interesting.
Oh, they have a watch. Oh, where you can get everybody and you can watch.
Yeah, man. You can send people and have them come on, and
Oh, that's different.
Which
cool.
is very nice. They got some YouTube videos.
Jeremy says called Plex Amp.
Plex Amp is the isn't Plex Amp the, because I think I got Plex Amp. No, I got Plex Dash. All right, so yeah, he might be right. I got Plex Dash.
Big
But
say
yeah,
you
man.
need,
Big
Big
said
say
you need the Plex pass to get the Plex Amp.
Okay, yeah. And so that's why I was like, I don't know, but me, I'm gonna get it.
Right.
I'm gonna get it.
Well, you have to, because these people are expecting you to have this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, my brothers, I got to get out of here. I got to go to work in the morning.
I definitely got to get up out of here, man.
Hey, Vincent,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to Daily Hi-Fi's.
Yeah, I was gonna go over there, but I'm ready to go to sleep now.
Well, they're finished now, but is the Patreon group have their hookup after the show?
Yeah, they have the Patreon group in the
After the show. I'm hitting there now.
Yup, music.
Hey, Dale, before I go, one thing I can say on this home theater journey, I'm gonna let everybody know, when you start this journey, it can lead you down a very deep rabbit hole. So be careful.
Lord. And if you listen to Dale, you start buying all these daggone things, and then you see all them daggone shoes and they got back
So
there.
be careful.
Your budget is gonna die.
He go from fake J's to a whole wall of real J's.
Hey, and I still got my fake J's right here. Look at that.
I
It's
keep
going
telling
the
y'all,
wrong
man.
way.
Keep telling y'all, Dale gonna have y'all broke.
Wow.
I never forget Dale got my credit card taken from me one time.
Dale, he going the wrong way.
Yeah, I know, man. His leg, I don't know. He missing a foot or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all coming on.
All right.
They riding with me. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go. Tomorrow is my wife's birthday.
No, you better
No. You stay where you are. No show tomorrow.
No show tomorrow.
if you know my wife, she can care less. If you hand over the green dollars,
No.
look, I'm just telling you. This is
My
just
wife wanted dinner.
see my.
And we celebrating the whole month.
Hey, look what Soul Bro says.
Hey man,
We say Panasonic full CD play.
that's crazy.
And that's another thing about these devices. You play
Definitely.
music.
Yeah, man. But yeah, my wife, yeah, she been fortunate to have a husband who could do a little something.
You see, Miss Gail said love the crack.
Yeah, definitely love that crap. I'm never getting rid of them shoes because they just let me know where I came from on this YouTube journey. It just, hey, look, and I showed y'all. Some of y'all know about them 100,000 views and
She
stuff
got
like
flea
that.
market J's.
Yeah. Went from the face to the real, right? So that's what it's all about. But hey, I appreciate everybody on this panel. I'm gonna get up here. I got to make me something to eat and go up here and kick it with the family. Hey, y'all, just make sure if I can ask y'all keep Chris in the prayers because we had some little craziness over the weekend.
He okay?
Yeah, he back home. Yeah, he back home. But you know, it's a roller coaster until you get to the new house.
You had to keep an eye on him.
Yeah. So it's a little crazy, but we holding it in, we holding it down. We're gonna be all right.
So bro.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right.
So bro, something else.
Oh, bro, man.
He said a penny on the.
He
I
went
remember
way
that
back.
soul bro, that penny on that needle.
He went way back.
Keep it from
Oh, man,
scratch.
that's way back. That's way back, man.
Way back, bro.
They don't even know. They probably don't. People don't even know what you're talking about.
Hey,
Yup. So,
my
but
God.
definitely, hey Vincent, go ahead and tell the people. And what you about to do? What in a week or two?
I'm gonna go on your YouTube and show the my whole setup.
The whole setup.
All the pieces that I have in there, so that you can see it. You can do it yourself because I did it myself. I did it all myself.
That's your channel?
Huh?
You're gonna do it on your channel?
Oh no, I don't have a channel.
You're gonna do it on Dell's channel?
Yeah, on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, just general YouTube.
Yeah, on Dell's YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, so he already reached out to me and said whenever he ready, he'll let me know, and then we'll go from there, and we'll piece it up and then go from there. Yep. So he's gonna show everything, only thing except for the IPTV service because I don't
do IPTV.
Yeah, he ain't gonna show nothing on that.
No.
Everything else we can get down to business.
Just the movies, the movies, the collections. You know, the players that they use, the speakers. You know,
and the reason why is because we don't want the haters messing with him and his people. So
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just trying to share that you can do this stuff because a lot of this stuff I went on YouTube and research, and I found people that did it themselves. I watched one today. My man built a theater in his attic.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
I think I saw that.
He had 2 BMW chairs,
car seats.
Vehicle.
Right. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
He's sitting down on the ground.
He sets them up with electronics to move.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
He's very talented. The guy's very talented.
You're doing that down here in the South.
I like them guys that be getting them sheds too, man. Them guys.
Yes, I saw one of them. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was
man, they turning them boys out, man.
12 by 12, 15 by 20. They turn a shed into a movie theater.
A movie theater with the Apple TV.
Right.
Yeah, man. So
that's why I say the Apple TV is powerful for an advanced user.
Yep, for advanced.
For an advanced user.
Yep. Make sure you learn. So, yep. But thanks, Vincent. LJ, you want to talk to the people?
Hey, man. Yeah. First, I want to thank everyone for the prayers, the well wishes. Treatment is going well. I'm doing good. A little tired, but I'm doing well. Man, I just want to tell everybody, man, take some time out during your day, and just reflect and have a good day, man. Take a deep breath, make sure you call someone and tell them you love them because the more is not guaranteed. And like I always say, real talk.
Oh, real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. Rich, you want to talk to the people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Set this bad boy all the way down, man. My stomach is growling right now.
Okay, just short for me. I'm just saying that I'm glad that you have me on the show today, Del. And I'll come back anytime you want me to.
Oh yeah, definitely. When we're talking about this, yeah. When we talk about this, I get the professionals on here. That's just how it is.
Man, we just enthusiasts.
We're what you call enthusiasts.
And look, there's nothing wrong with getting people who are smarter than you on this department. I'm not the smartest. I just like to figure things out.
Yeah, well, you see, what I do then, I follow a lot of forums and a lot of YouTube channels that with a lot of experienced people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of other enthusiasts. So we learn a lot from them also.
Yep. We learn from each other. We learn from each other.
We learn.
Yup. And again,
that's how you learn. Because if you're not learning from somebody, then you didn't learn on your own.
Yeah.
You're spinning your wheels.
Because if you went in the book, somebody wrote that book.
Yeah.
You learned it from somebody. So we teach everybody.
Yup.
Reach one, teach one.
That's why I went to visit. Vincent say, you might not want to go with that deal. That's overkill. Go on, go with this one for the size of your living room. Shoot, man, let us be up in there watching Avengers. the true Avengers. Man, ain't nothing like it. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I'm gonna see what my wife want to do because I'm telling y'all, I know my wife. You give her the money. Your best friend, she can care less about a cake, man. Anything. Look, I just gave her some money last month for Valentine's Day, and she was like, "Oh, thank you," and left out the door. So I already know, man. But we might go to a dinner, but we might not because we can't take Chris with us. Because we don't want no episodes at the restaurant or nothing like that.
Right.
So again, her money, you give her some green, and if it's enough, not the weed, we're talking about moolah. So that's what she'd prefer. She'd take that, man, and go and get her things because she's thinking about starting a channel because she's starting to do some things with these fruits. And she's getting very, 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 very good with it. And if I get a chance, I'll take some pictures and just show you what she's working with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she go and get her some supplies and get going and be in the kitchen all day, just making these special treats and stuff like that with.
Just make sure she don't eat up all her own supply there.
Hey, look, a lot of times I told her, look, LJ, I bullcrap. I said you need to get your nieces and nephews over here because a lot of times we're not going to eat all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And so where do it go?
In the trash.
In the trash. Yeah.
I said, listen, when you're doing it, get them nieces and nephews. But we got some rowdy nieces and nephews, man. Got some rowdy ones, man.
Yeah, you don't want them tearing up your house.
Yeah, they be. Man,
we have my wife's having her family come over here. I think Saturday. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
They're gonna want to come down and play PlayStation and Xbox and all that. And my wife, I don't play with my movie theater now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm afraid of that. So. Hey, look, they might have to come over for an hour and then tell your parents come get you.
I wish they had content insurance for grandkids. That's what I need.
But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there.
All right, Del, you too.
Signing out this bad boy. I'll talk to y'all in a minute, guys. Peace.